Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Bonnie Schnautz, and I am your host for this evening to share about the M3 Breakthrough Transformation. I'm super excited about this. I've been leading a small group of women through it for I've been leading myself through it for several months, and now just about a month leading another group through with incredible success. But I've been sharing this with clients for probably almost 2 years now. So very impressed with the products and with the changes again that I am seeing. So, with that, before we really jump into it, I want to share that first of all, this is going to be recorded. So, if you really want to just sit back and relax and not worry about taking notes unless you want to, and you can always come back to it later. If you registered, you'll automatically get the replay. So, I want to share just a little bit about my story. As I said, I've been teaching for about 20 years now and helping women what's going on in their body. I was trained as a digestive health specialist and a naturopathic doctor, among some other trainings and certificates in the arena of health, actually, quite a few homeopathy, aromatherapy, etc. And it's always been about eating right, about lifestyle, right? And the supplements and weightlifting and, just moving your body and all the things. And I shared that with my clients and they had great success for many years. Um, but then personally, the last few years, I was struggling. Now, granted, we did move to the South. That does not help. If anyone knows, our food here is challenging. It is delicious, but it is hard to stay healthy. And I just started seeing the belly fat, which I have never had. I shouldn't say I've never had it. It's been a long time. It was probably in my 30s, and I'm in my 60s now. So it's been a long time since I ever saw that. And years ago, I healed my entire body, lost all my weight just by changing my diet. That's literally all I did. And I changed it to all whole clean food, which basically means eating organic whole food. And lost all my weight, never did additional exercise. It just fell off. So that's what I taught people. And for years it was working. However, what I'm seeing is as women get older and as we are all exposed to so many more toxins in the air that we're breathing, in our skincare, our personal care products, our cleaning products, in the water, more pharmaceuticals, more over the counter, like everything that we are exposed to, this is really becoming a challenge because we're not overweight, we're over toxic. You'll hear me say that a lot because it is true, right? We're not overweight, we're over toxic, we're inundated with chemicals. So, as I said, I don't live on salads and, have this incredible willpower. I do have a lot of discipline. I will say that, but, I still eat, the ice cream is typically organic, and I'll have cookies or, maybe desserts on the weekends. But, I was doing pretty much the same things, but my weight would not budge and I was frustrated. And so I made a commitment to the SEM3 program and I thought, okay, I've tried, I feel like I've done everything that I knew to do to teach. And it was a little humbling because when you're teaching other women thinking, okay, this really isn't working for me, what I'm teaching you, it's disingenuous, right? But there's different things that work for different people, right? So I kind of wrote it off to that, but I was a little bit desperate because, when you're, in the front lines and you're, supposed to be this role model and this icon. And so anyways, bottom line, I went all in. And at 2 months, I almost quit because I thought this isn't working. This is not working. I thought, and now I have tried everything. And that really wasn't like me. I don't quit. I do persevere. That is one of my traits. And so what happened about the 2.5 month mark is when the scale started moving, my pants started feeling like they're fitting again. Um, and it was truly because number one, I hadn't given it enough time. And how many times do we give up, right? Right before we're going to have a breakthrough because we have this mindset that we want it now and, we want immediate results. And it's called the pharmaceutical effect, where people that, if you're taking a pharmaceutical, what happens? Typically, you get immediate results. Well, natural is not the same. Natural takes time. It typically takes 90 days for your cells to turn over either healthy or unhealthy. So that was the magic, and that was exactly where it started to happen. So the M3 breakthrough is about three products, three lifestyle shifts that you commit to, whatever you need. And that's the beauty, because if you're already a walker, a runner, or you're lifting weights, you don't need to add that in. You're already doing it. But maybe you're hooked on sugar, or you have maybe another unhealthy habit. Maybe you work too much, you work too late, you're not getting enough sleep. So we really look at what's kind of your what's holding you back in your areas of lifestyle, and we want to make sure that we're supporting that and helping you through that time during those 3 months. So, and I'll share just let's see if I can get this. Oh, there it is. Okay. So a little bit about me. I told you I've been in consulting for now 20 years. I work virtually. So I work with women primarily in their 50s, somewhere in that time frame. I will see women that are younger. Of course, 50 plus is typically where I really can relate to women. But the beauty is I've been through all of the phases of menopause, so I can help with all areas. And I really felt that God called me to help people to understand their body and to remind them that our bodies were made to heal. And I also, as a woman of integrity, I use and live what I recommend. So if I recommend it to, now granted, if you come to me and you have some health condition that I don't have, I'm probably not going to be using that product or supplement. But I do, for the most part, I'm living what I'm teaching as far as lifestyle, and my commitment to my health, because I truly believe our body is a temple, and that's how God made us. So, and He is as you see here, is my chief faith officer. So that's how I run my business and my life. So I want to talk about there's two areas. There's the age that you feel and the age that you don't feel. So we're going to talk about the things that we're seeing right now, that we're feeling, that we're experiencing, that are very difficult for a lot of us, right? And that could be aches and pains, inflammation. It's exactly what, right? We said mood. I'm definitely noticing that. And so is my husband. He's like, okay, I just want to come home and I want you to like me today. I'm like, okay, that'll be my goal. Eye strain, energy, like that is something I never had an issue with. And now, I can struggle with that. However, we'll talk about this. My sleep has been regulated finally to a point where I'm not waking up through the night and I'm getting that deep and that REM sleep. Thank goodness for the products that Make has provided. So, and that belly fat that won't budge. And like I said, if especially if you've never struggled with that and all of a sudden here it comes, it's super frustrating. So drop it in the chat. Which one of these, that if you could wave a magic wand tomorrow, which one would you want to go away immediately? And I'm all probably, I would say, probably right now the belly fat, because I think I've got everything else under control. So that would definitely be mine. So put that in the chat. I'd love to see that. So I always say the most dangerous part is that aging process that you don't feel. And if you think about a heart attack, right, we don't know it's coming. Typically, whether it's a man or a woman, and women are having heart attacks at a much higher rate, that we don't feel those. And they call it the widowmaker. It's the one that it just hits men, especially just out of the blue. And my father-in-law unfortunately sat down in his easy chair one night and just was gone. The same thing happened with my brother-in-law. And so those things are really, really hard to take, right? Because you don't have a chance. You had no warning. You couldn't say goodbye. I mean, those are absolutely devastating. So that's what we want to be concerned about, right? All those things. And as we know, with muscle loss, and we're seeing this a lot in the this use right now, the massive use of the GLP-1s, the synthetic products, and it creates muscle wasting. And the reason why that's so scary, because we know once you have a fall or a break, or a fracture, that your mortality rate is it's like cut in half. I mean, that to me, that was mind blowing. So that starts at 30. So we should not be waiting until we're 60 or 70 years old to start a program that's protecting our muscle or to be lifting weights. We have to start right now. So again, all these things will accumulate, and every year we're losing more and more and more. So what we also see, of course, is our energy, right? Our energy declines 10% by each decade, and I'm definitely experiencing that. So, decreased NAD levels, and that is critical for cellular repair. And that starts to drop by almost 50%. And what happens when you lose that? You're going to speed up the aging process. These are the things we really want to be concerned about and really be focused on prevention. So again, as we said, why does it matter? Well, as your metabolism slows, that's when your muscle, that determines your resistance to sugar. So we'll see higher rates of either, hypoglycemia to diabetes. You start to become, less balanced. That means you can fall, slower recovery, again, continued risk of falls and fractures, and just everyday task, getting out of a chair. I've seen people in their 30s and 40s that get on the floor and say they don't know how they're going to get up. And I'm thinking, you're way too young for that. So we really need to take care of ourselves and be as independent as possible. I know something that I don't want to ever have to do is go into a nursing home. I think that sounds like a not very fun way to live out the last half of your life. And I'm very fortunate. My mom lived to be 100, and she never, she only had assisted living the last 3 months of her life. So she remained in an independent living apartment, a 50 plus apartment, which was so amazing. So, what is the M3 exactly? So, the M3 transformation, as I said, three products, which are called, the names are FIT, which is about performance, recovery, and reducing inflammation. And I'll go into a little bit more detail. And it supports lean muscle. So, again, exactly what we need. Lean helps with your metabolism, reduce cravings and food noise. And restored is exactly what the name implies. It enhances deep and REM sleep. So, like most people, a lot of women say, oh, yeah, I get 7 to 8, even 9 hours of sleep. However, they're getting up multiple times in the night. It's not deep sleep, it's not REM sleep. That is the only place that your body repairs and restores is when you sleep. It sets the stage for your cravings, for your sugar, for your hormones, for your energy level. Because when you're tired, when you wake up exhausted, you could have 7 to 9 hours of sleep and wake up exhausted. And that means you're going to be looking for external sources of energy. That means too much coffee, maybe energy drinks, just consuming, you will crave sugar, bottom line. So then your hormones are disrupted, and it's just this perpetual cycle of unhealthiness and dragging through the day and frustration. So this is a beautiful kit. It comes with this beautiful glass water bottle. I should have had mine. I've got mine out. I don't have it out. I have it next to me, but I'm obsessed with the glass water bottles. I have quite a few of them. I would buy the kit just for the glass water bottle. So your first kit comes just like this, which is so amazing. And you buy the Fit and the Lean, and you actually get the Restored free when you buy it as this bundle, plus the free water bottle. So that is the three products. So how does it work? You take your Fit and your Lean. Okay, and let me show you what this looks like. Your Fit and Lean come in these packets, and you pour them into water. This has caffeine and tastes like kind of orangey tang. If you remember tang, this is is it pineapple, what is it? Coconut, pineapple coconut. Tastes just like a pina colada. This is amazing. And this is caffeine free. So whether you need caffeine or caffeine free, we have you covered both. I take the caffeine version in the morning. Typically, I add it to my shake, my protein shake, and then the caffeine free, I will take that at night. So I actually double up. You don't have to, but you get a little bit more benefit when you do that. So you're going to want to take that in the lean, which are capsules. I am completely out. Like I said, I've been taking this. I'm waiting on my order now. Those are capsules, and you're going to take those before your first meal. So you're going to take two a day. Restored, these are these lovely, beautiful purple pills. And again, none of our products have artificial colors. They're all non-GMO. They're as clean as can be. They're safe for mamas. They're safe for even nursing mamas. Like I said, are really literally no side effects. That's another reason I absolutely love these. You take those 30 minutes before you go to bed. And that's what truly, it just helps you relax. And then you wake up so energized and so just really ready to take on the day. And you'll think clearer, right? You'll have less brain fog, all the things that go along with aging and going through the kind of the change of life in menopause. So your shifts, we want to make sure that you're getting in the 7,500 steps, that you're definitely getting rid of the sugar and consuming as much water as possible. I say as much water as possible. I want to be careful that I always say I don't really give an amount. I say drink until your urine is clear. That's how you know that you're getting enough water, because a lot of women I see drink way too much water, which means they're diluting their minerals and they're stressing their kidneys. And why you drink too much water is because you're consuming too much sugar or simple carbohydrates, and it pulls the water out of your system, and you have this constant thirst. You're never, kind of satisfied, right? So that's where, when you start eating whole foods and getting the sugar out of your diet, you're not gonna consume water because you're eating the water. Your fruits and vegetables are full of water, right? That's the best way to get your water in, because it contains minerals. Because our water, because it's purified, which we need to have purified water, unfortunately, but it's stripped of all the minerals. So then you have to find a way to put the minerals back in the water. And again, eating fruits and vegetables is the smartest way to do that, which again reduces the amount of water that you'll need. So consistent bedtime, of course, is key. Going to bed at the same time, having a cool room, get your phone out of your routine for at least an hour. I call it the power down hour. Do not sleep with it in your bedroom. I keep mine in my bathroom, and I recharge it there. I won't go into why you don't want to do that, but it's not a good thing to do to really have a good restful evening. And your 3-month journey looks like month one, you're going to start to see your sleep. Most of the women that I've put on Restored, literally within a week, they are just, I've had women and men come off sleep medication that had been on for 16 years after literally only a week or two. So that's pretty incredible. So your sleep deepens, your cravings start to simmer down, you start to see the energy. And people really by month two will start to notice, you're a different person, right? And when you have more energy, you feel better, you get more done, you have a sense of accomplishment, you sleep better, you're in a better mood, you eat less. Just, it's that whole positive cycle. And moving your body is easier, right? Because you have the energy and you're motivated. And then by month three, you're stronger, you're leaner, and you're starting to feel like who you used to be, right? And that's really what we want to go back to. Hopefully, if that's a good memory, right? Um, so that's what most women tell me. They just really want to go back to who they used to be, and the energy and the vitality that they had. And I want to talk for a minute. I touched on just a little bit on well, let me go to the next slide here before I do. So, here's where I really want to explain in a little bit more detail about this is where these peptides are, where Mother Nature and science have joined forces. And most people think when they hear like a GLP-1 or a peptide, they think of Ozempic or Wegovy, and those are synthetic. They override your hunger and your blood sugar signals, right? They can help, but without support, you're risking massive muscle wasting, nutrient depletion. It disrupts the gut microbiome. And then you have another set of peptides. And for example, the one most people are familiar with, which is indicated for gut health, is BPC 157. It's still a synthetic, although it's instead of being injected, you ingest it. So those, again, like I said, are more targeted healing. It could be they could have some for injury repair, et cetera. But these are in a whole new class of its own. And again, safe enough that some of these we give to children, like the hydrated. I know our product called Calm. We have one called Focus for those who struggle with focus and attention type issues. So I love that about these products. So this is how these are so different. They are from nature. They are not manipulating your body. They are working with it to help support what God intended it to do. So those are those processes and those benefits are, again, as I said, building muscle recovery. And that's what our fit does specifically. And it optimizes your metabolism, curbs those cravings, which is our lean, enhances cognitive function and clarity. And that is our calm with our focus. These are these lovely little blue capsules, and also supporting your mood, resilience, and cellular communication, which that comes from our hydrated. So that is the difference between what's on the market. And, would you rather drink something that tastes delicious or, inject something? And again, not judging, but if it were up to me, I like food and I like beverages. So I'm going to pick the most natural, the most delicious way possible to lose weight, cravings, and increase muscle mass and just do all the things. So I'm going to cover each one of the products, and these first ones are specifically in the M3. As we mentioned, Fit, now in caffeine-free, pineapple coconut, reduces chronic low-grade inflammation, enhances muscle protein, increases muscle mass to support aging, increases bone minerals, and also naturally elevates NAD levels, right? And we talked about that, how that is crucial to slow the aging process. So bottom line, it increases muscle, which to me, like I said, that is unheard of. I had never found a product before that did just that. And again, it's delicious, and you just put the little packet in a glass of water, and I so look forward to it. It's my absolute favorite non-negotiable product. Second part of the M3 protocol is the lean. And again, the primary outcome for that is balanced body composition. We want to see more muscle, not just a number on the scale. We really have to get away from that, and we have to think body composition. We want there to be a higher amount of muscle and less fat at the same time. So it's for healthy weight loss goals, decreases cravings, satiety, metabolic health, visceral fat. And again, these things have been proven. And it helps your body generate more heat, so it burns more calories. And they're in that, you can see this little capsule here, which is very convenient. Restored, as I talk about, definitely another flagship. Your sleep is the foundation of your health, along with your gut. So the three ingredients, which is L-theanine, magnesium, and there's some other herbs in there. And I love this because these are all products that I would recommend separately for my clients to take. And this, the Make Company has put it all in one. And that to me was, oh my goodness, I can save somebody from having to buy 3 or 4 different supplements, and they have it all in one. Okay. And these are just two success stories that have used the Restored. This is my husband from Rebecca. Her husband had not been able to sleep without his sleep meds for 16 years and nothing was helping. He took Restored and now he's sleeping through the night. So, and she found out that she's loving the Calm, Restored in the Calm, and that helps with reduce and no anxiety. With Lori, she takes her Calm and or I'm sorry, yeah, she takes her Calm and then her Restored as well. And she woke up one time to use the bathroom, and she had that had not happened for her in years and years, and she truly feels energized. So they are very loyal clients, and I'm so excited for them. And I have many, many more clients that I could share their success stories, as I know some of you do as well. So so those are the three products in the M3 transformation. And I'm going to cover the rest of the products because it's a very small product line, but a very powerful. Energized is like the most, it's the safest, most natural, cleanest energy drink I have ever found. And again, these come in these same little packets that are so portable and so easy to carry with you in your pocket or purse, and just pop them in a water bottle or in your glass. And oh my goodness, you can feel the difference. Like immediately, the peptides come from ginseng, so they help neurotransmitter balance. So it's not just a physical, it's a mental energy. And it's a mental, it helps me with focus as well. And I take, of course, the focused also. So that's where, again, it's really about increased physical energy and getting all the things done in your day, especially as you're looking at, getting your steps in and your movement and you're lifting weights. So many women come to me, they're like, I just don't have the energy, I get it. It's a catch 22, right? Okay, hydrated, another one of my favorite products. They're all my favorite products, right? So, these again, little pocket packs that you can take with you, put them in your water bottle, and it's basically improved hydration because again, I do testing on women, 24-year analysis, and I see all day long they're over consuming water and they're dehydrated. You're thinking, how does that happen? Again, I kind of explained that earlier. So we've got to put those minerals back in our water, and this is how you do it. Unfortunately, the products on that you see on Facebook, the products you see, I could name them, but I won't. The products you see in the store that so many people are using, they're either the levels are not in balance. So they're throwing people's sodium levels off. There's sugar in them. The last thing you want in a packet like this is sugar. We use a stevia, which is a plant. In the products. So you get that sweet taste without anything disrupting your blood sugar. So it's really how I start my day. First thing in the morning, drink a hydrate. I tell people that's a non-negotiable. You've got to replenish those minerals you've lost being, sleeping through the night, at least hopefully 8 hours. And it may be a couple hours in the evening because most people don't drink a lot of water in the evening because especially women, they're afraid they're going to wake up and have to use the restroom. So that helps with the energy. It helps you absorb nutrients. I've had people tell me their gut health was improved, and that says a lot. Okay, focused again, incredible. It has the bacopa extract, that's for memory, ginkgo peptides. Lutamax is to help with eye strain, blue light exposure. We're getting that all day long from our computers, our cell phones. Phosphatidylserine is a product I take on a regular basis because it's for brain health, it's for reduced inflammation, it helps with detoxification, again, all the aspects of brain function. I have always promoted phosphatidylserine. And again, having this in one simple to take capsule. And these are the products, as I said, the Calm and the Focus are great if you know someone that really struggles, a child, an adult with focus issues, attention issues, memory, brain fog, all the above. These are things that can really make a huge difference. And again, as I mentioned, Calm is a direct to mouth powder pack. You can pour it right under your tongue. This is great to take on the go. I never leave home without this. This is with me everywhere. If anyone would have a panic attack or just be extremely stressed or just need, feeling anxious, I can hand them one of these. And you can also put it in water, like warm water, almost like a tea. I would use boiling water, but you can use this anywhere. You can take it, use it driving down a highway. It's not going to make you like groggy or impact your cognitive function. It's actually going to enhance it. And it's the same with our sleep products. You're never going to wake up feeling groggy or in a fog. So you never have to worry. If you get waken up in the middle of the night to handle an emergency, you're going to be focused and ready to go, unlike most sleeping support products. And a lot of those are, in my opinion, highly dangerous. Depends again on the situation. I know I would say there's a time and a place for everything, but there's some out there that are very concerning, have very concerning side effects, the sleep medications. So the outcome of this is just to relax. And don't we all need to do that more? Because we just live in a world full of stress. And if you're not stressed, you can go on social media and you can become stressed just by listening to the media or turn on the TV, the media, or a lot of negativity in the world. So, again, if you're ready to feel like you, better sleep, more energy, muscle, um, increasing your metabolism, all you have to do, it's that simple, is order the Make 3 transformation. And it's called, on our website, it's called the Make 3 Stack. You're going to get with the person that invited you, and then they will share a link. If that's me, you can let me know and I'm happy to share that with you. If not, we'll direct you back to the person that invited you. So here's the bottom line. I'm a bottom line person. I'm like, just tell me how much it costs. I'm ready to go. If you bought these separately, they would be $289. When you buy it as a set with a beautiful water bottle, it's $229. However, if you put it on a subscribe and save, remember this is a 3-month program, so we'll want you to commit for at least the 90 days. With that, you can reduce it down to 206. And if you were a brand new customer ordering for the first time, it would be 196 because you'll get an extra $10 off. However, right now through the 25th, we are adding another $10. So it's a total of 20. So it's going to now be 186. So you're saving literally $100 on this. So again, free shipping on after the third month, you start getting, instead of the normal 10% for subscribe and save, it will increase to 20%. And that's a very generous discount. And it ensures that if you want to keep trying different products, which I have to use them all because I love them all, that helps definitely. And we have friend share codes. If you share your code with a friend and they order $99 and above, they'll receive either the $10 or the $20 off. It'll be 20 during this time. But you get $10 credit in your account as a customer. So every time someone places that first order and they use your friend share code, you're getting free product credit. And I don't think there's anything better than free product credit. So, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. Oh, okay. And one more thing I want to talk about coming very, very soon. I believe in the next week or so, we are going to have it's called the Lean Method, which is a way to have basically a full-time coach right on your phone every day that's going to guide you on what to eat, how to work out. It will take you step by step and it'll be completely personalized for you. And it's utilizing the beautiful, some people don't call it beautiful. I know there's so many pros and cons, but it's using AI to understand what your needs are and communicating with you. So you can pick a coach that you resonate with. And again, that's going to be leading you every single day. And I always say, if you work with me, I will make sure that I am there to support you. And I know all our affiliates are very generous and very kind with their time. And we're not about selling you a product and just leaving you on your own. We are here to support you because, we've been there and most of us have had such good experiences that we want you to experience the same. So what else do you get with the M3? You get a product guide so you know how to take everything. You get a vision worksheet so you can set your goals and expectations. You get daily trackers for your steps, your sleep, and your swap habits. You get a simple swap guide, which teaches you the food upgrades without overwhelm. You get full meal plan booklet if you need more structure. Um, and then there's a bonus workout program, which is the gym, the cardio, beginner friendly options for that as well and a protein forward recipe book to take the guesswork out of eating. That's the number one thing I realized I was eating too many carbohydrates and probably too many simple ones and not enough protein. And that made a world of difference when I started monitoring my protein and consuming at a much higher level. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stop the share. And well, I'm going to hold off. Does anyone have any questions? Do I need to go back to any of the slides and cover anything else? Okay, brain fog and belly fat. I totally get that. Belly fat and bloating. Okay, yep. I can relate to both of those. Um, so is there any, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I can always pop it back in. Okay, do you have any questions for me or any questions about the program? Does it seem doable? I know, Chris, you're already doing it. I don't know if you want to come off and share your experience. I'm putting you on the spot, but if you want to, and if you don't, that's okay too. I don't know if you're in a position.
Hi. I'm actually using this call as inspiration to get back into it because in my I'm human, and so I think I did it for like a month and then life gets in the way and it's one of the easiest things that goes by the wayside. So this is kind of my inspiration. I'm using breakthrough, but I'm also doing that lean method
Okay.
with the AI, and that has been phenomenal. Like I just love how you can I mean, I'm a huge AI fan, and so I just love how you can customize it to you specifically and just say,
Nice.
you know what, you're coming up with this like grocery list, but I don't really love salmon, so like take that out of it, or I also deal with this, and then it kind of helps. So I'm doing both of those, and I'm excited. So
Awesome. Well, it's good to hear from somebody that's using the lean method. I
yeah.
have popped it open, but I can't say that I've been. However, what I was doing before we introduced the lean method, I was tracking all my macros in AI.
Yeah.
So I would tell it, this is my goal. This is, what I want to do. This is how much I weigh. This is how tall I am. This is my age. I give it all the information. And if you're not comfortable giving that information, you can say, my friend, you don't have to
Yeah. Yeah.
disclose. I know some people want to be very cautious with that, and I totally
Yeah.
respect that too. But it tells me, I mean, it was telling me, it's like, okay, you have not eaten enough protein. It's at, you're at 2 o'clock or whatever. Or, I'd say I'd eat lunch, and I'd put down what time I ate and what I ate. And I mean, it would like yell at me. It's like, you are not eating enough. You've got to eat more or you're not going to hit your goals, so
Yeah.
add something in now. And it would tell me, do you have any of that do you have cottage cheese in your house? Tell me what you have and I'll tell you what to eat. And that's what it does. And it starts to learn your patterns,
Right.
like, okay, the Greek yogurt, the protein shake. It's like, it would yell at me and go drink that collagen coffee because that's 22 more grams of protein. And I'm like, okay, okay,
Yeah. No,
and
it's so
yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. So you can, like I said, you can do it at any level because it's a huge, it's so much better than a food tracking app by far, and that's what people say, well, I use like the Fitness Pal or whatever. I said, you know what, this takes it to a whole new level. You can take a
Yeah.
picture of your plate, you can take a picture of your refrigerator, and it'll tell you what to make for dinner based on what your goals are. Okay, you
Yeah.
can put these things together. I've had it create several recipes, like a banana. It was like a cottage cheese banana muffin, high
Yeah.
protein muffin. That was amazing. And I said, this is what I've got in my refrigerator. And it came up with that recipe. And that was so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you can definitely tell it starts like a little generic, but
yeah.
I can tell as I put more
Yes.
information in about me and stuff, then it's like the coach is coming out. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's actually been really cool. So I think it's a great tool that we've implemented and stuff. So a lot of people will benefit.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you for being transparent and sharing your journey because I did the same thing. I got totally off track and then
Yeah.
I was like throwing my hands up. I'm like, I'm sitting here teaching people, how to lose weight and get healthy, which I'm a digestive health specialist. So that's, I'm not technically a weight loss coach, but I've done,
Yeah.
I've helped so many women with that. And I was like, why is this not working anymore? And
Yeah. I love
that's
that.
when I
Well, thank
figured
you for
out,
being transparent.
yeah,
That's, I mean,
exactly.
like vulnerability and, that's way more relatable because most of
Yes.
us are struggling through all this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're in
Because
it together for sure.
yeah, everybody looks at we look at each one another and think, oh, well, it's so easy for her. She doesn't struggle. Yeah, because I like to eat ice cream and cookies
Yeah, exactly.
and everything else that Charleston has to offer. So,
Yep.
and I'm not sure
Thanks,
who
Bonnie.
else is. Thanks, Chris, for sharing. Anyone else on the call? Anna, do you have any questions? I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have questions, just unmute and just share.
Yeah. I'm just curious, would it be better to have like a full workup before you started something like this to make sure that, hormones, thyroid, all that kind of stuff is in check, or how do you deal with that?
It depends what your goals are. I wouldn't wait. I would jump in because again, this stuff is so natural and so great. If you want a benchmark, then I would say you can go, yes, go get all your labs done. But if it's going to be 3 or 6 months before you get them done, I would get started because it's going to take you, like I said, it's probably going to take you maybe 60, maybe 90 days to really see something massively. So you could be, putting this in your system if you wanted to go do some, labs, but this is going to expedite everything. It's not manipulating, it's just working with your body. So any of the products will lead you down the path to be healthier and to feel better faster. And that's what I tell people. How fast do you want to feel good? It's like you want to feel good next week, let's get it ordered, because some people get results that quick. Now, not everybody, and I like to under promise and over deliver. So I tell people, plan on the 90 days, but the group I'm leading a small group right now. And most of them, the one gal, she's lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks. The other one is sleeping better. She has tons more energy. I mean, this is again, we're talking 2 weeks time. So again, everybody's different. And I don't want to set unrealistic
Right.
expectations, but it is the products are pretty powerful. I think especially the sleep products.
Two more questions.
Mhm.
I switched to my phone and I might be having, oh,
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn you can stay on, but put your phone on mute. That's why you're echoing maybe.
yeah, try to, um, maybe I can just turn that off.
There you go. You're good. You stopped
Anyway,
echoing. Oh.
still, this is frustrating. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to
It's okay.
get that out of the way. Um, if I'm already taking like magnesium at night, would I stop that in place of this? No.
Are you taking magnesium glycinate?
I'm sorry.
Are you taking magnesium glycinate? What form?
I am having major difficulties here.
Aw.
Here we go. Hitting the wrong buttons.
Okay. Yeah. Are you taking magnesium glycinate?
Um, not glycinate, because that didn't agree with me. I forget which one it is.
Okay.
It's one of the other ones, but for the most part, it's been very good for my sleep until the last 2 nights. Now, I don't know what's going on, but we've been traveling a lot and sleeping in beds that don't belong to us. So
Yeah,
maybe it's
say
finally
no
catching
more.
up.
Yeah, I sleep horrible in hotels or any travel. No, I would, typically there's not really anything it's going to interfere with. So yeah, no,
Okay.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do anything different there because I still take magnesium glycinate. So
Okay. And my other question, I had switched from my iPad to my phone because my phone, the screen froze, and so I missed some of the slides, but I always heard what you're saying, so that's not important. But you talk
okay.
about leading a small group. So is there a check-in? Maybe you said that and I missed it, or how does that work?
The small group.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I just lead. I have a chat and I just put people in a chat so I can communicate on a daily basis. And
Okay.
then I lead you through just every week, every day. If you have questions, I'm just there to support you, to answer questions. So I make sure that you're being well taken care of because I realize just people going out on their own, trying new products, that doesn't work as well. So that's where I just created this chat and I just, like I said, just put people in there and answer their questions there. So I would say I guarantee 30 days, your first 30 days. And that's usually about what, people need to really create that habit. But I'll always
Right.
be available, after that, of course. But I try to give you that first 30 days, give you, almost like a daily support or encouragement or be there to ask questions or answer questions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want to make sure you succeed. That's my goal. Because if you're not getting results, that doesn't help you or me, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So okay, great. So yeah,
Okay.
would love to have you in the group and you can jump in anytime. So yeah, so just as soon as you get your products, you can get started with us. So
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Any other questions before we wrap up tonight? Yep. So it's almost 8:20, I think. So yeah, well, thank you ladies so much for being on. We will have the recording. So if you have anyone that missed this, or if Anna, you want to go ahead and you'll get a recording after it. If you've registered, you'll automatically get the recording. You'll have that available if you want to go through and check out those slides, or just if you have questions, you know where to find me, right? So, okay. All right, ladies. Chris, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here and just appreciate you all. Okay. Good night.